Hello and welcome to the Stamp Camp's online techniques class. Today's technique is called rock and roll. Now to do this technique you do need some sort of a almost solid. It doesn't have to be completely solid. But I have two inks here. I have More Mustard and Garden Green. And I'm going to be using the leaves from the French Foliage stamp set. And I have some Very Vanilla cardstock here. So what you're going to do is you're going to ink your stamp in the lighter color first, and then you're going to rock and roll it on the darker image and then stamp. And you'll get that outside of the darker. So I'll show you again. You're going to start with the lighter color, which is the yellow, and then we're going to rock and roll it. Like that. Every time you do it, it's going to be different because of how much ink you pick up. You are going to want to clean your stamps each time you put it in the ink, because now if I put this on my yellow, I'm going to have green on there. So you want to clean it every time. So I filled that in. I did this ahead of time because you don't need to watch me clean and stamp and clean and stamp. I filled in the whole card with the rock and roll. And now I'm going to take a few more pieces from the same stamp set. I have Crumb Cake and So Saffron. No, not So Saffron. Soft Suede. So first I'm going to ink up these words from the same stamp set. And I'm just going to randomly fill them in over top of the leaves. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the little dots from the set. Just kind of wherever. Just like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through the Big Shot. Let me close. Well, I'm going to need them in, so I'm just going to get them out of my way. And I'm going to bring the Big Shot in. I am going to use the square Lattice impressions folder. So I'm going to place my cardstock in there, fold it, place this on my Big Shot, and wheel that through. Whoops. Alright, so now we have this very cool background paper. That is going to go on a piece of Crumb Cake. And then that is going to go on a piece of Garden Green. Okay, and then I'm going to show you the rock and roll one more time. I have this bigger, I think it's, I don't know, a maple leaf maybe? No, it's not a maple leaf. I'm not sure. I'm going to ink it in the More Mustard. And that's not the right ink. Here's the green. I am going to lightly rock and roll. And I'm going to stick that right on there like that. How cool is that? I'm going to take the same words and I want my leaf to be standing up more. So I'm going to stamp off, stamp over the top, stamp off, stamp over the top. I'm going to do the same thing with the little dots. So that's just another way to make your ink colors a little lighter. So really your ink pad's two inks, a light color, dark color. So I'm going to attach this to the, whoops, you can see I used some scratch paper. And nobody will see that. I put that on some soft suede. Now I'm going to attach that to my card front. I'm going to just put it on a little bit of an angle. And now it is ready for my rock and roll page in my book. And then here is my finished card. I popped this up with dimensionals. I put some linen thread through a button and stuck that on there. So there you have the rock and roll technique. Thanks for stopping by.